Hi. Testing, testing. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hi. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. The first time on YouTube, so had to make sure you guys can hear my voice, the music, and we can start. No, I couldn't tell. There's a delay. I don't know how big the delay is on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's not that big. Thank you for coming. No, thank you for coming. Keep short. I'm pretty sure some of y'all are coming from LKS, Golden, or Supplandim and Snipers. We have a few discords here. Friends all around. Just gonna give a few minutes for people to join, and then we'll start. Gonna start from scratch, like the usual. All right, guys. Welcome. Testing again. I hope the music is not too loud and you guys can hear my voice. We're about to start. I guess we can give you a little bit of introduction for the people that are new, since we shared this link for a little bit outside the VIP room, right? We This is Alfonso's SPX Master YouTube channel, and we're gonna be doing charts and chat from now on YouTube. Or this will be the first test. If everything goes all right, then we do more, right? We're looking to get ready for Lotto Friday for tomorrow, and we're looking to analyze where the market is at, where it could be heading for today. As per the usual, we're gonna start from scratch. Like we're gonna do a clean chart into a bunch of mess, a bunch of scribbles, a lot of crayons. So we'll do the usual futures analysis, and then we'll move into the action. Actually, today I'm gonna touch the topic of the action of today. What happened in base of using the market internals? Because guess what? You could have spot the bottom, and you could spot the top just by market internals. It's very useful. So, further ado, all right. Hello, guys. So, let me change my screen real quick. Um, Let me change my screen real quick. All right. All right, there we are. All right. So, this is the battleground that I've been having for a little while now. The This is my future chart from the last charting session that we had right here. This is what we had, and obviously with the levels that we had on the weekly, they've been changing. I've been adding levels, and we're gonna do as the usual. Gonna go to the daily and do a little bit of clean slate, right? And kill everything, all of our work, boop, right there. For reference, we're gonna use the 20 and the 50 EMA on the daily. Usually those are my EMAs to go. On the weekly, on the daily, on anything, but they're gonna stay right here, and we're gonna start from there, right? We're gonna do. I don't know if you guys know, but today is June 30th, the last day of the month. So lucky for us, we get to analyze a monthly candle. A monthly candle. So this is what we ended up on the monthly with very big red candle. And we're gonna go ahead and start with our fever retracement of this COVID lows to all-time highs. This is usually what we're doing lately to see where we're standing at. So exactly, if you want to put it, you check the low right here is 2174. Uh, 2174, and the highs is 480825. So it's 480825. All right, just to be a little bit precise, I guess. Doesn't have to be, but just be. We're gonna mark our 32 retracement and or 50% right here, right? Gonna go ahead and mark those levels. 50% is 3491. 3491 shown on the right here. Boom. And I recommend you guys chart with us along. If you have a charting software, pull up your chart with me, because I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna explain exactly what a fever retracement is, what a trend line is, right? This is a little more of an intermediate charting session, but you can follow along, and then you can have this drawing for your future chart. 3802 is the 38 is a 38.2 retracement. What? 3802. What a precise market. 3802. See, is it 38.2 retracement month monthly? So we're gonna have that. Boom. Actually gonna put a key right here, 50% retracement. Month. Right there. Boom. We can get rid of this FIVO. We will probably visit, we'll see if we visit the 618 later on. This is how far we're gonna go, right? At least we're gonna have these levels right here. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. So from there, you can get any trend lines that you want on the monthly and everything now that we're right here, but I think there's really nothing to analyze more than possibly this. And really that's it. Like I don't, and it's already broken through. It's not in play. I'm just gonna get rid of it and go down to the weekly. Go down to a weekly right here. So what we do on the weekly is gonna just catch a couple of trend lines, whatever we see worth it off this highs. You know, let's say this trend line right here, very not worth it. Gonna paint it yellow just to identify it. And then we're gonna do a little bit of retracements right here on the. Actually, let's do a little bit of a trend line right here. All right, just identify where the lows get connected. That is all. For trend lines, we can identify with a little bit of dash line, so we can chart it, identify it better whenever we're zooming in. All right. So that's what we got right now. It looks like a channel. I guess we're heading lower. That's what we have. And as of now, what we're gonna do is go down to the daily, or actually no, right here on the weekly. What we're gonna do is get those FIVO retracement from the highs to the lows and recognize where we at, right? On the weekly, we are from the last swing high to the last swing low. We're actually retracing below the 50% right here. They traded a little bit above it, but we have to identify that we are basically at this will be a 50% retracement on the weekly. 50% retracement weekly, right? And I'm sorry I don't get to see the whole chat. Um, Beans, is this for Bitcoin? No, but it can definitely help. Definitely help for Bitcoin, right? So this level I wouldn't mark it because they already trade up the to the 50. I could possibly just mark the 618 just in case, we get to this level on the later on or something under here. So 618 retracement weekly. Gonna have this as yellow as well, right? Boom, right here. This is what we have, right? Gonna get rid of this FIBO thing, and then we have the levels, right? So we have the mark and everything. There's a 32 retracement on the monthly. What will represent the bullseye, right? So looking at this on a perspective, like the market will dip into one of those retracements, possibly the 50, and then bounce back forward from it. So it will be one of the big areas of interest of the market right here. So now we do intraday and trading, right? We try to see really as far as how Friday can go, really. This charting is gonna help you for the next sessions up, right? It's gonna help you here and there, right? So identifying another trend line on the daily right here off of this highs, and we're just gonna have it right here as a yellow. That's not Jeff here, man. That's another Jeff. Jeff the cop. We can identify this trend line, and also I guess you can identify this trend line which has already been broken through. If you had this drawn out, you couldn't know what the low of Wednesday could have been, right? So just pointing that out. So we have this, right? Now on looking at this, like I'm looking at this on a perspective that that the 50% and the 618 right here are bear retracements, meaning that we made that from the last swing high to the last swing low. We're coming up and basically rejecting as a halfway point of what has just happened in the market. What what I'm looking at right here is like if you psychologically speaking, like if you think about like you missed this whole drop and you wanted to short the market, you wanted to sell, and you wanted to be a seller of the market, and it comes up to this percent, the halfway point of this drop, it represents more like a 50% discount of what just happened, and you can join now, right? To at least the half of the move into possibly another move at the same length. So that's what we're looking for, right? As a bears or as a seller, right? So right here, what you're what you're also getting into is that there's also, if you miss this upside, there's also what you will call a retracement on the bullseye, right? What you have another discount for the bulls. You missed this whole upside, you missed the bottom. Where can you get 50% off of this move, right? So you get from the last swing high to the last swing low to the last swing high, and you get your bull retracements on the daily. So I know looks like a little bit of retracements here and there, but it's just important, right? So on the monthly, we have bull retracements that the market can drop into and then bounce, which I favor the 50% retracement around 3,500 or so. Or and then on the intraday basis, we make this leg down, retracing at the 50%. Now we're looking at if the bulls will pick this up and any other retracements. I don't go further than the 618 because your odds of going turning around after passing the 618 are increasingly getting less. So whenever something trades below the 618, I'm targeting usually the low or a new low. So today that we dip below the 618, we're gonna market. It's important. I think the market, if we would have had a candle close below it, I would have been all up in arms to swing puts into this level. But it's not the case. So the market is not showing its hand as easy as it should, right? Or as easy as you would like. So from here, you're gonna mark, I guess, the daily 618 retracement. So 618 retracement daily. We're not gonna mark any of the other ones because they're already been broken. We're already candle close below it. So only this one right here. And I will put something like probably another color, right? That will indicate you that this level is the one to be broken at. If you have a daily candle close below this, is gold time, right? We drop even further. So that's basically, I think, what we're looking for is that if you start trading and candle closing below this level, we're gonna be looking at targeting these lows right here, what you will call a lot of shout out to my guys at Snipers Discord. This is what you will call a supply zone, right? So if we can get this market into a supply zone, it will be great and possibly break, right? Um, so we'll carry that on forward. We're gonna set our lows right here for levels, right here. We're gonna mark it as an important support. Last swing low. Gonna put it on the right here. So we got those levels, right? So far that's what we got. Now this thing is gonna get a little more tricky as you go. You're not gonna trade only based off of these levels, but you're just gonna take something like on the hourly or something like that. Just looking at this, let's just go objectively speaking right here. Looking at this big area that was the top of this candles right here, the top of this candle right here. I can already tell you that this is a big level. The low of this candle was right here. I can already tell you that this is a big level, and it's none other by the 32 retracement on the monthly, right? So I think that given how important this level is, that you traded below and close below it, I think it's confirming some of the downside already. All right. I think this will be some kind of validation of your bear thesis because we want to short this market. Honestly, we want this market to go lower. There'll be a time to long this market, and and I think we're not in it yet. So let's go down to the hourly from here. We analyze, we have recognized that we had a downtrend. It's rejecting around the 50% of that downtrend, and we're looking to see if we get a daily candle close below it so we can take this even lower. Okay, that's objectively speaking, not any wishful thinking or anything like that, right? So one of the main levels that I have is this. We already closed below it, so we're not gonna look at the hourly. All right. So this is what we got on the past few sessions. So me as a daytime trader, and I don't really swing lately, but I will mark these levels. If you notice this, all this wick selling area, they're gonna become support later on. Right here, we're gonna mark around this area as well. Oh, look at no coincidence. I wasn't even looking at the right. No coincidence right here. And then we're gonna mark this right here for our downside levels right here. If you notice, like there's really not a lot of action. I will probably mark this right here. So there's actually not a lot of action on this area. I'll suspect that if the market manages to take this low and this area right here, it can do a nice drop into this 37.10 or so, right? So it's just a little bit of void right there, right? We have this level right here from this wicks right here, and then we have roughly right here. So those are basically our levels to the downside because we're really putting in our minds that the market will be dropping and dropping into these levels. So that will be the target and everything. I think it's the night time to get right. Okay, just looking at chart real quick, and that's what we got. That's what we got. I think any moment that you have something like this is worth noting, you know, from like a last swing low perspective to a trend line. It does not take you, it does not give you like the ultimate trend line, right? A break of this will take you somewhere, but it's not like the signal to go all the way down here. It's just not, because if you think about it like that, there was like a trend line to this low, and there's been a drop off of that trend line, right? And if you I think if you had this, yes, almost like a retest, right? If you were to align to this, almost like a retest right here of the highs. So this is hindsight, I guess 2020, how this high came into this almost touch of a trend line right here, but it's a little bit tricky because I'm kind of avoiding this low right here. That's what we got. Uh, right now, if I think about the upside, I will put something like on the hourly. This what you would call like it's like a uh, I'm sorry, the bottom was a demand area. This will be a supply zone right here. I'll put this level right here, this low wicks right here, 38.14 or so, and I'll put this as another area right here, 38.34 right here on the upside, and then after that, I will put a level right here. Just because of this little bit of stalling, we're not gonna shoot this straight to one side if we cross it. We'll put this low right here, and that's it. I'll keep myself from drawing a lot more levels than this. So on Discord, I'll share this little picture, and you guys can go back in the video and everything and check it out. I will put the picture of the levels that we have drawn out right here, and this is gonna be our main guide. I think the market did not show its hand clearly to the downside because it closed above the 618 retracement, so it will be like the last call for alcohol, right? The last place to go up, right? Uh, and now Tiffany, I don't think the ES is gonna crash tomorrow. um, I'll be taking one level at a time, right? But we are kind of confirming below this low to come down further. Now we just need to get that 618 retracement. So that's what we got. I think on ES we're done. That's what we're looking for. We had like if you guys notice, we have a daily candle close above the 20, and next day a drop into the 20, and it's just giving you there was like a false signal to the upside right here, and then I broken through, boom, back down. So a lot of the close are gonna be sitting at the NQ. That's what we got on the NQ. So I mean that's what we got on ES. Actually, let me go back on the. I forgot something on ES real quick. So on ES, I'm also I was since we have been having a lot of gaps. Get rid of your extended hours and let's try to identify any gaps. No, we don't have any gaps, right? Possibly here only. Okay. Okay. So no noteworthy that the market has failed to fill this gap, right? From here to this high. So and actually, I guess up to this high because we did up to this high. So this little gap right here. So we're gonna keep that carry on forward, right? That the market is leaving this gap behind. So it adds weight to your bearish thesis. It's unable to even fill gap or get price action up to this high and getting into this trend line, right? So if you wanted something that helps your bearish thesis, there it is, right? That's a little more heavy right there. So we're gonna go and get back onto our extended hours. That's what we got, right? Excuse me. All right, because we're chilling. We're gonna go ahead with the NQ. All right. We're gonna get rid of the. Actually, no. Let's keep some of our levels already in it. I'm sorry. Give me the weekly. All right. Because we do this one a little bit faster on the day time frame right here, and I'm noticing that the weekly had this. Let's look at this real quick. FIBO from the last swing high to the last swing low. We had the 618 retracement on the bear side right here for this high. So I don't know why my level is right here. I'm guessing it's another one. So for this high right here, gonna have the 618. So if you guys notice, the market is rejecting around the 618 right here and drop it even further. I'm gonna get rid of this 50% retracement, and then I'm gonna go to the daily right here. So if you guys notice the last swing high to the last swing low, this market made it into a 618 and rejection is one of the best areas to short. Always, it's one of the best areas to short. Uh, so it's working nicely now. Let's look at the bullseye, right? If they missed the whole upside, where are we looking to pick it up, and then where are we standing then? And we're gonna take the last swing low to the last swing high, and we gotta notice that the NQs did manage to trade below the 618 and actually close the candle below the 618. So I think I favor, because nothing is 100% sure, nothing is certain. I favor that the market has shown its weakness on tech and growth stocks and is gonna come lower, right? So I'll be targeting short side scenarios mostly on technology than anything else. All right. Cheers. Cheers, Kevin. so so that's what we got, right? I'm gonna delete this real quick. So that's what we got. We're below the 618, and actually I'm gonna mark it. No, I'm not gonna mark it because I already traded below it. But I'm gonna drop a level right here, right here. So to me, it's a little bit. It's indication that the market's gonna drop further on tech. Let's see if I'm wrong or right. We had a short squeeze today. It was a rebalancing day. It's the end of the month. So gonna take a look at the monthly candle real quick for this name. We're gonna see where we're sitting at from the COVID lows. Notice that okay, this is not worth it, and I'll put it right here. All right, all right. So this candle, this monthly candle, has closed below the 50% from COVID lows to all-time highs, and I'm looking to target the 618 at this point for the next month, right? But now, objectively speaking, I'm looking at this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I see that the NQs have some kind of interest reaction or an interaction with the 50 monthly EMA. I mean, it's not that I use that a lot, but if you notice, the COVID lows are coming in from after this low right here, and we are actually basing it right here. So we did trade below it a little bit, but the candle has closed above it. So can the market bounce right here? Yes, but I will carry that forward into my next levels. Where am I sitting on the 50 EMA on the monthly? And I would expect this market to be a possible drop into the 618, I think, at least on the NQs. Um, I think we can head to this level, and it just goes in line, right? We're just gonna put it right here as the ultimate level to short into, and then stop shorting. The 618 right here, and then if it goes online with at the same time we ended up hitting that level when we hit the 50% retracement on the ES on the weekly, on the monthly, I'm sorry, right here, then the two markets are aligned, right? The fast finishes, the EMAs are the red is the 20 and the blue is the 50. I don't use it exclusively, but at this time I am. Like I said, there's just a lot of interaction on the with this one, and if you notice, the S&Ps do drop. The COVID was a little bit of a special low, but the S&Ps do drop into a 50 and get bought up on the monthly, and so we could basically trade into this, and I'll be targeting actually the 50% retracement on the month 34.91, which a lot of people are targeting 3500. It goes in line, right? So I would expect the market to do that. So at this point, yes, I'm leaning bearish because of this right here. So I'll share the picture of the levels and everything when they're on Discord, and if anybody wants to shoot me a DM, you're welcome to do it, and I'll share it to you as well. And it can be a roadmap, right, where we can head to. Like I don't try to predict like other traders that okay, we're gonna do a wave A, B, C, or whatever Elliott wave stuff that whatever they use. I just think that uh, the probabilities increase to a certain direction depending on where you're at on the chart. And right now, I'm leaning towards the bear side because of the candle close, the type of day that we had. All right. Um, any questions or any commentary about the how we charted this today? You know, and I'm trying to be a little bit of ambiguous as possible as I can, so you guys don't pick a direction just based of commentary right here. I think you have to look at the charts objectively speaking, right? That where how big important this level was, how big important the 618 is, and whatnot, right? All right. So moving on forward, we're gonna go ahead and talk about now that we analyzed the ES and the NQs. That's done. That's over. We're gonna talk about market internals. All right, market internals. And I don't know if you guys use it. I I am yes, whatever market it does, Fredo. I hope I'm in the right direction when it happens. um, I'm in the right contract, put a position in. So Right now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about market internals before I chart some tickers into Lotto Friday. And as you guys know, I have this little BD setup right here. I'm gonna expand it. I'm gonna actually change into my other setup right here. So, all right. So we're gonna talk about this. I keep a little bit of a SPX chart right here. I used to have train right here. I don't really use train anymore. It's not being useful. And we're gonna talk about a little bit what we have right here. And then you guys can see chat on the right. Um, since 50s this whole time. It is. Alfonso is in his 50s. I'm not Alfonso. I'm his student. um, so I keep this layout where I see the volatility and the volatility right here, VX and the VVIX, the dollar index, the ADD, the ADSPD, the volt, the tick, and the trend. I don't use the trend anymore, so I'm not gonna go over that. I think it's been useless actually. And but we can talk about the rest, right? As some of you know, the tick is the is what I call the heartbeat of the market. This has a range of between 1,000 to negative 1,000, and we can see the basically the intensity of the buy orders and the sell orders hidden in. I'm gonna expand it a little bit. All right, and if you see like let's look at the daily. If you see, it's just a big old mess, right? Of a heartbeat. Like if you're looking at a heartbeat right now. So So we're gonna look at this at least on a 5 minute time frame, right? We're just gonna ignore what happened in the past and we're gonna focus on this today's session. So forget about the past days from this point forward and here, and then we're gonna focus right here on this. So um, one of the first things, if you guys want to put it on your notes, we're gonna have this indication that the strong selling sits underneath or let's say negative 600 or greater right here on the ticks, and the strong buying is going to sit from the 600 and forward right here and greater right here. So this is what we call the strong buying, and this will be called a strong selling. And any in between is kind of like a normal pace what's happening in the market, right? So that's what we got. And put it on your notes, right? 600, negative 600. And then also we're going to indicate extremes. Extremes become from the negative 900 to the 1000 and greater on the bear side right here. And on the negative 900 right here on the bull side and greater right here. Right? Right here. So, and it's very important to point out the 900. Very important. This, I'll tell you why, and I'll show how it kind of tell us today how we could spot the weakness on the downside when you're happily shorting from the open and okay, when do I get out? When is this showing me weakness? When is there a trend of change and everything, right? So I'm gonna switch a little bit to my uh, 5 minute ES right now. My 5 minute ES. I'm gonna share actually change to the overlay right here. So this is today's action. Everybody's familiar to what happened, and I'm guessing here, and I hope you guys didn't get hurt by this. You saw the downside move. You join in. You're happily shorting, and um, you're shorting right here happily, and then next thing you know, it reverses to the upside, right? How would I spot this using market intros? Because I think I was all over whenever we were right here. I was all over like this does not look good. It's coming in weaker. I think it's gonna be over soon. Let's get out of all of our puts. And it went a little lower than I didn't catch the whole bottom, right? And next thing you know, it trends to the upside, right? I mean, a lot of people would just call this. It was very clear, like it was just a trend line break right here, and then we have higher lows and whatnot. It is very simple, actually. If you keep trading simple, you make a lot more money than trading complicated. But over here, I'm gonna show you how the ticks make sense today, and it's just as a powerful tool. So what you have right here is a gap and go, right? A gap, right? So we have the prior session low right here, and we have this we have the opening market right here. So what we have is basically a void to fill up right here. So when you're walking into this market, a lot of the times when you have a hole right there on the chart, the immediate thought and response is that the market is gonna go fill it up at the open, right? But I think objectively speaking, you have to look at this like is the like am I like react to it, right? So if it starts filling it up, join in, get on the long side and get calls into the fill, right? But if the market fails to fill, then put weight into the counter trend and the counter offer, right? Like, okay, so if we're not gonna get filled, then let's short this to hell, right? And the first minutes will tell you everything that you need to know. And we're just gonna go over how everything played out on the tick, right? So we're just gonna walk it forward. I don't know if you guys noticed as I walk my cursor right here, it tells you where we are sitting on the ticks, right? So opening, we're opening a gap down. So ticks, ignore the value at the open. It's gonna be an extreme lows, but it's gonna be useful information, right? We're not gonna base ourselves like, oh, it's such a strength selling because we're opening right here negative 14,000, but because it's just a gap down, the market has essentially come in a gap down. So we ignore that value, but we pay attention to what happens later. So right off the bat, as we trade into this range and try to take this high right here, the tick, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna uh, pinpoint it right here. The tick uh, doesn't manage to go neither positive or anything like that. So on the first 5 minutes or so, the take action stays underneath the negative 400 or so. So I put weight into that the market has essentially kept a strong selling pressure, if that makes sense, right? A strong selling pressure on the tick right here. So it's one of the times where I'll join puts right into something like targeting the overnight low. Uh, So targeting the something like this overnight low, you can at least get some gains right here, and then possibly even lower, right? Remember, we have marked out these levels before on the charts and chat. So I already had that with a 618 retracement on the daily for the bull side is right here. So this is where you pay attention to what is it doing. You're hitting an important level. What is the market doing at this important level? So right now the ticks are telling me that throughout this even consolidation above support, like this is such an important level, you would expect the market to tag and bounce hard, but instead it's consolidating. So that would tell you that it's instead gathering, uh, not gathering enough buyers to bounce hard and possibly next leg down. So that's what happens. This is where the tick gets interesting because at this area, if you notice, there's no positive ticks at all. Like everything's staying underneath right here. This is the story of the tick right here. Everything's staying underneath right here, and you're not showing any big bounces, any big buy orders hitting the market because just the tick is not showing it, right? And then essentially we drop lower, but as we drop lower, if you guys notice this, the intensity of the breaking this big level and coming down is not increasing. Like I'm not seeing the ticks essentially going lower into this right here, right? What we have is actually making higher lows. If you notice, like this, the ticks are getting slightly less intense as we're coming lower. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the sell side is not that strong, right? That it tells you the sell side is not that strong. That if you're going and breaking big important sales, you expect this thing to get increasingly bearish, right? So something under the hood is happening, and you're cautiously shorting the market, but you're with the 1 foot out, right? 1 foot out because it's just you're recognizing this weakness into the sell side, right? Another thing that today was useful was that, and actually I'm gonna use a 15 minute for this. It's a little bit better. That we essentially, let me see, because we were trending up on the ticks. If you notice, the trends are useful on the ticks right here. Um, and then we see the breakdown. All right, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit more into the session. But let's talk about where I talk about 600 plus. So hitting 600 plus off of this level right here. I'll go to a 5 minute actually. Hitting 600 plus right here. If you notice this big candle right here, it's a indication of a strong buying, right? 600 plus. So we already know that there's a strong buying. But not only that, remember the trigger for a short squeeze is 900 and plus. So where is our 900 area? Let me see right here, right here. So we tag 900 tick right here, and this will be indication that the market is squeezing some short. Does not indicate that the market is really gonna push higher and higher and higher and higher, but it will tell you that this market has hit a lot of stop orders on the short side. So basically, like most of the market that's coming in at 900 and plus ticks or negative 900 and greater ticks is not people rushing to buy in. It's basically shorts getting stopped out. You're happily shorted into this and you're setting your stops about this candle high, because you're thinking that the market is gonna keep looking, doing lower highs. So you're thinking, oh, below this high, I should be above this high, I'm wrong, and below this high, I'm fine. You set your stops orders above this high, and what happens when you hit it? You start hitting those intensive ticks because you're stopping shorts out. And the action continues forward, and that should tell you how big of intense of a short squeeze we're hitting right here, right? As we're heading higher. I'm sorry, higher. Now, when the ticks break the trend, that's when a short side can come in. You guys noted the double top, exhaustion on the market, then you can start shorting again. You have a trend line on the daily and everything. So basically, a lot of help right here, to continue this market lower. So you're gonna combine, change of the trend of the ticks, going forward. Come on, draw it. Along with the drop of this market, right? Now, we have covered that, and I think you noticed that how intense the selling got at the end. Uh, how how we were hitting those levels right here. So you can tell that a lot of people going long until this day right here was basically getting stopped out on this downtrend right here. So a lot of sell side activity right here. Uh, what do you mean you need to focus, Vince? So from that's basically it with the tech action of the day. Uh, like it's in my right screen. I have three screens on my right screen. It's always there, and I was keeping an eye on it, and it's always in mine, right? So we're gonna talk about now today how also I spotted the bottoms according with the ADD and SP and ADSPD. So basically, this right here is the advanced decliners on the S&P, on the NYSE. I'm sorry, on the NYSE, on the NYSE, and this is the advanced versus decliners on the S&P 500. Uh, so what you have right here is that I was very cautiously short into the opening right here because what I noticed is like we're opening very low on the ADD and ADSPD just because of the gap down, but if you notice, we're not increasingly going lower or staying low. In fact, if you notice, as we hit in this low right here, we're going higher on ADD. So the advancing issues are overwhelming the declining issues after this moment, right? At that moment, I'm thinking, the market does not have the juice or the correlation to come down. It is coming down, but it does not have it. So I'm with one foot at the door on the short side, and especially right here on the ADSPD, because this is the advancing stocks because versus declining stocks on the S&P 500, right? So right here we're one foot up the door, right? Now this is worth noting that around the tops we were about to go into the positive side, and we did not manage it to get it on the advancing issues versus declining issues. So the market is stay on the downside, even staying at this off of these levels right here. Uh, so worth noting it, but at least this could have saved you from keeping short in this market, guys. And possibly long the upside. I didn't do it. Honestly, I didn't do long the upside, but I did stop shorting, and I went short back again around this level because it's just shorting is my jam. Um, it's more fun. I like it. It's better. So there's that, right? I haven't paid attention to a lot of the volatility because it is not acting, I guess, like it used to be. But we also have that in mind. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how you can spot it. With this help of this, at least the how the upside is reaching to an end, and the ticks, right? Ticks getting having higher lows and this thing going higher. So basically, internals were screaming, don't short this market, don't short this market as it was coming down, and essentially turn around later on. Uh, Next time you have to trust your analysis and actually join the long, right? But that's what I did. So that's what I got. Then give me 1 second. any any questions, guys? Off of this, like where we at and where are we sitting on the S&P, the internals? Because to tell you the truth, there's no certain way to trade based off internals. If I put you a little bit of context right here, right here. But if I put you a little bit of context right here, like the way I see it right now, when something like this is happening, right? That the market is not doing the same as the advance and decliners, because it's not gonna be 100% picture right here. I like to think that either the S&P is gonna correct into this, or this is gonna correct into the S&P. So yeah, there's two takeaways from it, right? Objectively speaking, it's just there's not 100% way to do this, right? It says on the final rule, damn, that was a big RSI divergence at the double tops. Yes, we do play divergences, and actually, it was one of the call-outs for today. We shorted around this area just because of that. The internals were telling me that the market was weaker, and if you combine it with the big divergence on the RSI, right, we're hitting this peak into this peak right here. And this peak that it right here, what do we have? The power is increasingly getting weaker, right? So you spot this stuff right here, and this is short time, baby. Time to short. Yes, and don't forget to Freighters Right. Don't forget to like the video, guys, and share the whenever we go live and everything, because this is like I said, we're gonna be doing this from on Thursdays. It was part of the VIP, and it has helped a lot of people trade on inside our room, and now we're gonna expand it into YouTube with whole LKS and other discords. So that's what we got going on. So click the like and subscribe. But yes, we spotted this big divergences where I don't use the RSI as an purely only divergences. If you notice, I don't have any MACDs or any indicators but the RSI, and it doesn't. The only the only use I have for it is divergences. And the more time frames this divergence plays out, the more I like it, right? So I go from the 5 minutes to the 10 minutes, and it's still playing now. It's still good, valid. 15 minute, and it's still playing now. So I mean, I'm good to go, right? Good to go. We're having this huge change of strength into to the S&P. It says on the final dual follow-up, versus I don't yeah, I don't use the stochastic MACD. I don't use that. Some people can find success with that. I don't. I have a feeling for price action, and I don't even trade based on feelings, but basically right here, right? You have. Let's talk about this. You have this. Where do I stop shorting this, right? Because it went up. We spotted divergence. Where do I short and where do I stop? You take this low right here, you take this high right here, and right here, even though it went deeper, I noticed that. This is where I take my profits on my puts. I spot the divergence, I spot the ticks getting changing trend, I spot this double top, I start happily shorting. Where do I take profits? 618, right? Because then that will be the place where the bulls pick it up, right? And then where do I go from this? I take the last high. Come on, TOS. Come on, TOS. It's getting stuck. Sorry about that. Let's see if this reacts. Holy macaroni. All right, it's there. You're alive. All right, from here to here. So let's say that you went long at the when you spot the bounce back, right? So take your last swing high to the last swing low. And where will this market get smacked down at the 618? So where do I take my shorts, or where do I take a do I where do I close my longs or take a short around the 618 and smack it back down? So a lot of this market is basing off of price action, right? Uh, that's the way I approach markets. And basically, the 618 is also hitting this important level, the 32 retracement on the monthly. So I got confluence to take a short or get rid of longs right there and short back down. Says Josh P says, where can I pull the tick chart website, or is it has to be with a broker? With on if you are on TOS, you can find it with dollar symbol TICK. If you're on TradingView, just type TICK and you'll see the cumulative tick on the NYSE. So we're gonna be on the NYSE. So if you look at this, whenever you pull up this name, is then TICK. You see the NYSE TICK right here. Because you also have the tick for the Nasdaq, which I don't use really. The TICK/Q, which is gonna use the NYSE. It's good enough to use the NYSE. The heartbeat of the market. This basically is what happened under the hood. And then, so on this video, you shown how to take ADD MA levels fifth on some SRI. Do you typically wait until a certain combination of those indicators? For me to take trades, if I have confluence, let's say there's two things on the trade that makes me um, take it. I'll take it, but if there's more stuff, I'll put more weight into the trade. Just like we talk about how we're looking at this. The sell side is stronger on the ticks. Internals are confirming to the downside. We're pulling up. We have the 32 retracement on the month right here. The 618 at the same area, short, and then I will put more alignment into that trade, right? So the more confluence you have in your trades, the better it's gonna work for you. If you just have one thing that aligns with your trade, like it's just one support, right? No trend line, no it's only one support. There's no retracement. It's only one support. You're looking to long that support or short that break of support. One thing to aid your trade is not enough, right? It's not enough, in my perspective, right? if it makes sense. I hope that helps. Maybe walking into some recent entries and exits. Yes, we will. I think at this point, since we're running out of time, we're gonna extend this just for a few more minutes, but probably 15 minutes past. So 20 more minutes from now. I'll tell you right now, my thought process for uh, today on ES, or let's say uh, we. I don't know. Have you? I don't know. Oh, you are Aravinov. Yeah, you. I know who you are. So I can talk to you about a couple of trades that we had today. We traded Baba and we traded AMD. Um, so I'll tell you about it today. So thought process on AMD. The market. I'll tell you right now how this went. The market has got me lower, and I have AMD as one of my short size setups. I have one of those big supports right here at 78.92. Looking, we have a candle close below it, so we're looking at my next levels, and my big target for AMD is 72.63. So I think we have room to the downside, but where can I take this intraday, right? So just the market is gapping. Remember, the market is gapping lower, and this name had an upgrade or something, and it's actually looking stronger into the session, right? So yeah, yeah. So my thought process right here, yeah, because I share that as AMD gains. So my thought process right here is that I guess if you take the other thought process, like, okay, it's going stronger, the market's going lower. If the market recovers, AMD is gonna be even stronger, right? So it has there's some fairness to that, right? But to me, what I see is more of a opportunity of room, like if I go short something that's already has the super gap down, um, the there's not a lot of room for me, right? So this thing is going into the open from yesterday's close, so almost flat into the what is walking. It was green for a moment. I joined puts around this area. They did go against me. I joined puts around this area. They go against me as for now. But then I look at the next level. Okay, if this pre-market high did not was not respected and it went higher, where can I turn around later? So this resistance came into play. I did not join puts right there, obviously. Like I said, I saw it a little bit red. Now when I see it dipping down and I'm looking at the market, instead of filling the gap to the upside, it's coming down. Then I'm staying in my puts, and then I'm taking profit as it goes. Right, I have this as a level, profit taking right here, stop loss at entry. Profit taking right here, stop loss at this right here, and then for the runners, I just keep a stop loss around this level or so, whatever profit was right here, and if it comes back up, kicks me out, I'm out of the trade. So that's how the thought process was. Thank you, Michael. Um, so that was good. That was good. The so basically that's what the thought process is. So if the trade works, you just manage it, right? A stop loss at entry or so. If the trade doesn't work, then you manage your when are you wrong, right? About this high or so, you're basically wrong, right? The market is just pushing higher and that's it. So that's what we had. Uh, Now that I got that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and oh, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of homework, I guess, with you guys for Lotto Friday, if you guys don't mind. Uh, we're gonna open one of our best scanners that we love to use in the room, which is the Strat. Come on, open up. Okay, this thing is lagging for some reason. Or if anybody has a request, we can chart. we can go ahead and start a little bit of request taking if this thing is not gonna load up. I know my guy's on right here. So we're gonna, I don't know, some people are familiar with this website or the scanner. There's a ton of scanners for the strat. So I'm inclining bearish on and especially on tech. So what we're gonna be looking at on this scanner right here is what you have a couple of inside days right here. Well, like not a couple, a few inside days, and then we're gonna look at those no reversals. So potential outside weeks. Uh, Hold on. You can message me on Discord. um, the what we're gonna have right here. Yes, we're gonna chart Google real quick. Let's do Google since it's a request. Right. All right. So I'm gonna clear the set right here. Okay. So what we have going on right here is basically let me see, trend lines first. Look at how this. Okay, so one of the major trend lines that we're gonna use. Oh, it's all blurry. I did it. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, check it out. I'll send you guys the link. The scanner is gonna. I'm gonna put this on on chat. I know you had to copy and everything. The actually no, let's use this. All right. So I'm gonna send you guys the link right here. Yeah, it's the same one. Basically, as the scanner. So basically, on Google, what I'm seeing right here, we have this trend lines right here. If you're looking at this objectively, you have two trend lines to go for. Very, very easy actually shorting. If you were happily shorting into Google, this was your exit right here. Very clear, right? I'm not looking to pick longs or any other thing of this market, so let's look at this from this swing low to a swing high. This is basically trading way below the retracements, and it's trading. It had this trend line break, if you notice right here, that ended up being nothing but a false breakout. One of my favorite trades got baited in by this, and essentially we have come inside the trend line. So whenever something like this happen, I put bearishness on the thesis. So I'm thinking, I'm looking at this support right here. I'm looking at this support right here, right here. I'm looking at this. And looking at this. Looking at this. Looking at this high right here. And then I'm looking at this one right here. Okay, so my levels for the upside will be roughly something like this, and then levels to the downside right here, putting a bearish note into how we broke the trend line and went back inside. Now bullish note is that we're holding this trend line. If we manage to break this trend line, I'll be targeting something lower and lower into these areas right here. That'll be my charting on Google, if it makes sense. That's on the daily. I take a look at this on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly this is very important, right? The weekly traded above this and then traded underneath this. So if the weekly manages to close underneath this candle, right, it will be a bearish engulfing candle right here. So meaning that the next week will be even more bearish into Google, right? So I will keep an eye on that. I hope that helps. So we're gonna do a little bit of a quick setups right here. Gonna look at the potential outside week on Apple, and let's see what other name do I like, because I don't have time to look at them all, but let's see, Apple, and that's it. Possibly ADSK and Adobe and ADSK. So Adobe has a potential outside week right here, looking at this on the weekly. So looking at a potential for this Adobe, I like Adobe actually, what it did today. So we're looking to see if the Adobe candle can trade below this week low, right? So we're gonna take a look at this on the daily. We're gonna take a look at this from this last swing high to the low to this high right here, and we basically bounce off the 618 retracement. So for Adobe, I'm neutral. I'm neutral, even though I'm bearish to Nasdaq and everything. But I will put some lines right here of the 618, and I'll be looking into possibly this level right here and into the 20 if it goes bull. So if we tomorrow we end up having a bull day, I'll expect Adobe to possibly take, if it takes off this resistance area right here, I'll possibly take it into the 20, which was resistance before, right here on this area, and then I'll be looking into possibly this high right here into the possibly 10% of the move. So it will take more than one session, right? But that's what I will be looking for, and like this will be essentially what it is, a bull flag, bouncing off the 618 and going to the upside. Objectively speaking, right? Because I'm looking at tech that is weaker, and I'm looking to see if this level gets taken out, then I'll be targeting this low right here, like around 340. So Adobe is a good name for lottos and everything, and so I like it for Friday. See how the options are gonna react. So I'll put just some kind of trend line right here to see what it does. And then like I said, if Adobe ends up trading below this low right here, below this 363, then I'll be looking to short into this level right here. Right, so we're gonna put this level right here, and then I'll be looking to short into this level right here, and then into this level right here on the hourly, and into this level right here, and so on, right? So one level at a time as the market goes. And if Adobe manages to take this high, then I'll be looking into targeting this high or so. Now remember that the weekly, it's the weekly low will be this one right here. So I'll put just another different color into this, and boom. Uh, we have essentially a chart. We have essentially charted and made a trade plan into Adobe right here. So I'm gonna share this in Discord later, and if you want it, if you want this setup, we can take it. And it's what I'm possibly gonna be one of the trades for tomorrow. Looking into if we break this high, we'll break this trend line or so, and take it even higher. If we break this low, we're probably looking into tag the last week low, and if it breaks, then cash in, right? We have an outside week, uh, potential outside week. All right. Um, Next up, we can do another one. That's for Adobe. Let's do it. I'm looking at the scanner. I'm looking at McDonald's has an inside day. This can be a good trade. Let's see how big of an inside day it is on the daily. It's not that big, but it's the triggers that matters. Okay. So it's a very interesting spot. I think there will be some range into this name, and I think there'll be an opportunity for tomorrow. So what you get do on an inside day, you take the candles, the one that's inside ranges, meaning the high and the low. You take the outside right here as well, right? And basically that's your targets when you break one level or the other. Now, I know there's not a lot of money to be made from year to year or from year to year, but usually that doesn't stop right there, right? The market would either the stocks will move even further from there, right? So if we break this to the downside, right here on the if I'm looking at McDonald's tomorrow, I'm looking at this that it has some bearish candles on the 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, and I see it coming down. I will put something, a target something like this, and then towards like this on until tomorrow. So that will be my. Why is the white line right there? Let me see. It's just a big level on the weekly, I believe. Yeah, this level right here. So I will be targeting something like that, right? And then I'll be mindful. I'm very mindful of the daily 20 or the 50 right here. So around this moving averages. So if the market, if this starts trending lower, like let's say we take this low right here, and I put a little bit of an alert right here. Uh, ask or below, uh, inside candle breakdown. We're gonna keep that alert right there into tomorrow and see what happens. We're gonna take an assessment right there and see if we can take into this EMAs or this 244 right here. So we're gonna have get rid of this watch list, and we're gonna have McDonald's inside day, um, bearish, and then we have a DVE, um, bounce 618 bull, neutral. That's it. That's what we got. So on, I'll do an extra one, and then we'll call it a night. Um, one more, and that's it. Oh, thank you, Priscilla. It's Alfonso's over here, and we actually let's do the last one. Let's do a bullish one. Let's do a bullish setup. All right. Uh, so for bullishness reversals, I see a lot of names on the uh, bull bullseye watch list. We have a lot of travel actually. We have CCL, RCL, we have XP, we have Disney, we have DAL. So I see a correlation right here, right? What I'm looking at, a lot of the scanners on the 2D, two down, two up reversal are on the bullseye for travel. So tomorrow I'm gonna be looking at something like let's say CCL and see if we can have some kind of bullish reversal. So we had this candle. What we're gonna do is set up a support area right here. We're gonna put a trigger off of this right here, create an alert up of the candles highs of today. So bid at or above. So reversal pattern breakout, and what we targeting is the last candle high right here. All right, that will be the target for our CCL. So if tomorrow can trade into the 950s or so, not a very good candidate for a lot of Friday since they don't move in a lot of points. But basically, that's what we have, right? We have the same setup on RCL, same idea. So we're gonna set this candles, the last candle high right here. We're gonna set or alert at or above with the bead and our RCL reversal pattern bullseye at or above right here. So that's what we have right here. So I'm seeing a theme of reversal patterns on the, like I say, on the same one, right? Delta Airlines, same thing, right? Uh, Above this candle high, then I'll be targeting some the next high. So Dal right here. And these names, guys, I'll probably suggest like if you're gonna play these names right here, these reversal patterns and whatnot, they don't have a lot of points to move. So for Lotto Friday, you like some more high beta names, but this works. This works a little bit more of a for next week contracts. Next week contracts are way better than weekly than 0 day T's Friday. So not the best setups. I didn't get to see a setup on Tesla or anything on the scanner, so it's not the same as last week, right? But that's what we have. So I hope that helps. Travel and all the stuff is on watch for tomorrow for a type of reversal pattern. And XP. Yes, like let's say actually the XP is more of a lot of Friday thing. Look at the range of those candles and these and this right here, right? So I'll put something like at an alert above this high right here, and I'll put a reversal pattern, right? And keep this right here. And that's gonna be one of the main watches for tomorrow. So XP on main watch. Right here. And we have McDonald's and Adobe for a neutral, Adobe neutral reactionary trade. McDonald's inside day, so it's also reactionary, but we can look at it and leaning bearish. And XP for tomorrow, and all these names for the bullseye. I hope that helps. That's gonna be it for today, guys. I ran out of time, but no leaps. We're day trading, Kevin. There'll be a time where we're gonna buy leaps when the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve switches gears, but not right now. Thank you for coming, all. I know I talk too fast, too loud through the whole thing, but I just run out of time so fast all the time. And I hope you guys like it. We're gonna do this every Thursday, and I hope you tune in for some more. Um, it's gonna get you some good setups. Probably XP is one of my favorites for tomorrow, so watching it closely, right? All right, thank you for coming. I hope it was helpful. See you guys. You will add more. It's just I'm looking at a very small target at the moment, so just be careful out there, guys. I appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate your time. For the people that are joining late or the recording is right there, it can get you ready for the next days. It can get you the levels. I'm gonna start posting the levels for on the Discord. If you're the Discord, mine is Cube. Uh, I'm gonna share, I guess the or you can join us on LKS and as well. I don't know what my Discord is. Um, Yeah, my name is Cube on Discord. Find me on LKS or one of the Discords that you guys found it, and you can get it. A lot of stuff is over your head. It takes time for all the what we talk about to process. So internals, study them, look them up. You'll find it easy. Hope you like it. See you later, guys. Peace out.